There are a few dirty little secrets that no one talks about when we talk about goals and goal setting. But not me. I'm going to address it head on. Let's get to it.
You are not just another hustling salesperson. You are the expert, the resource, the valuable partner for your clients. And how you grow your business should reflect how your clients see you. Welcome to the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. We generate referrals without asking, build positive client experiences, and help you take control of your business. Here's your charmingly sarcastic host, Stacey Brown Randall.
Hey there, and welcome to episode 181 of the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Brown Randall. Two quick things before we dive into the dirty little secrets of goals and goal setting. Okay, number one, building a referable business is live. Yes, it's so fun to be in there working with the business owners that have already joined me. And what's really cool is if you join now, you're going to get the entire month of December as my free gift. That's right. We are launching Building a Referable Business technically from January 1st through the end of June. So 6 months is what the Building a Referable Business time length is right now. Eventually that'll be extended. But you can get a 7th month, which is this coming month, the month of December, for free when you join now, which means you get 7 months for only the investment of 6 months. I can't wait to help you out inside building a referable business. Truly, we look at every nook and cranny of your business to make sure that you are getting all the referrals you're supposed to, whether that's from your client experience to your existing referral sources to your potential soon-to-be referral sources, from testimonials to strategic moments when you need to know the right referral seed language to use, from saving lost referrals, and so much more. But what makes building a referable business different is that it also comes along with weekly access to me to ask your questions live and in person, or catch the recording, of course, if you can't make every week, which I'm under no assumption that people will make every single week. But then you know that there's a roadmap that we build that is holding you accountable to completing the work, along with showing up to get your questions answered and a little accountability from me every week, plus access to everything you need to truly build a referable business. So again, joining now means that you are going to get 1 month free as my gift. So you can go ahead and get access to everything, get your onboarding call with me set up, start working now before January of 2022. And yet you still get to enjoy building a referable business until the end of June 2022, unless of course you decide to renew. So of course, if you have questions about this, shoot me an email and let me know. I will send you all the details, my friends. And you know, you can find my email by just hitting reply to any email I have ever sent you, or I'll put my email on the show notes page for this episode as well. And the show notes page for this episode is stacybrownrandall.com/181. That's for episode 181. And you know, what is it? Yep. Some of you just said it. Stacey has an E. Okay. And the other thing I want to tell you is as we are getting ready to dive into this episode, it's also kicking off our goals series. So for the next few weeks until the end of the year, we are going to be tackling one of my favorite topics. Okay, let's be honest, referrals is like my favorite. But one of my other favorite topics is goals, and specifically the way that I teach goals. So I'm going to be breaking down parts of what I want you to know about goals on the podcast over the next couple of episodes through the next few weeks. But I also teach this in a live workshop format. So if it's better for you to hear everything like at once and have a workbook where you're engaged and you're following along and you're not multitasking like maybe you are right now listening to this episode, then you're going to want to sign up for one of our reverse goal setting workshops. We're doing 2 as of right now in December 9th and December 15th, different times. So hopefully there will be one that works best for your schedule. And of course, if all the seats fill up that we have available for those 2 workshops, we may, it's not on the calendar right now to be honest, but we may offer a third option. So if you want to go ahead and get signed up, just go to stacybrownrandall.com/goals. That's GOALS. So stacybrownrandall.com/goals. You will be able to sign up for one of the 2 workshops. You select the date that works best for you. And then eventually that's the same link that will also hold the replay to the goals workshop as well. But there's a cost involved. That's right. I am rewarding people who show up live, who are there with me going through the workshop with their workbook, which of course you get after you register. But I am rewarding you. If you show up live and do the reverse goal setting workshop with me, it's totally free. Soup to nuts, start to finish. It's everything I teach about my reverse goal setting process. But if you can't make it live, or if you register and then don't make it live, there won't be a replay for you. But there will be for a really small investment, because you got to have some skin in the game, my friend, to sit down and watch a recording. Let's be honest. We all know we need to have a little bit of skin in the game to sit down and watch a recording of a workshop that happened previously that we didn't make live. So what I want you to do is go to stacybrownrandall.com/goals, look at the available dates and times, sign up for the one that works best for you, then put it on your calendar and join me on Zoom for that workshop. And of course, don't stress if you can't make it live. There'll be a little bit of Benjamins involved, but you can watch the replay as well. There'll be more information on that link, stacybrownrandall.com/goals. Okay, let's talk more about goals. I know for some of you, you show up to this podcast every week, and I love you. Thank you. You are amazing humans, and I appreciate you. But you show up every week because I'm probably going to talk about something about referrals or client experience and something in that arena. But there are other things that we need to know when it comes to actually growing and building our business and making our business scalable and making our life, in addition to our business, what we ultimately want it to be. And goals are a really big part of that. There's a ton of research out there about goals and what they do for you and motivation and all the things, right? So you guys can go look that up. I'm not going to give you all the statistics. But there's a ton of research that shows how working towards a goal helps give us motivation, and for some of us, brings meaning to our life. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have meaning in your life if you're not striving for goals right now. I think there's seasons in our lives for everything. I think right now, a goal that I have on an ongoing basis, though I would actually never call it a goal by my definition, is just attempting to keep my 3 middle schoolers alive. And I mean by me not hurting them. I'm totally kidding. I love my kids. But you can imagine if you've ever had all your children at one time in middle school, with those middle school years, it's not so much fun at the Brown Randall household every day right now. We got lots of attitude and things happening. I'll spare you the details. So for me, it's actually just hey, let's get through the year with all the children, right? Just still thriving, not just surviving, but thriving through these middle school years. That's a goal, right? I mean, technically it's not by my definition, but the truth is, at the end of the day, we have seasons for everything in our life. There are seasons for growing your business. There are seasons for maintaining your business at where it is. There are seasons for reaching for something you've always wanted. And there are seasons for just to let go of what you thought you would be accomplishing because there's something else that's on the horizon for you that doesn't look anything like you thought it would. There are seasons for everything we have in life. And sometimes, and if COVID taught us anything, sometimes we have no idea what the season is we're about to head into until external forces happen to us and we have to shift, right? Everybody's favorite word from COVID, we have to pivot, right? Everybody thinks Ross from Friends. I know you just thought it. Everybody thinks about pivoting, right? And so there's all these things that have happened in our world over the last number of years, but they're always happening. They just don't always look like a global pandemic. Sometimes our ability to make different decisions and go in different directions has more to do with what's going on in our own life and our own rowboat, not necessarily what's happening in everybody else's rowboat. And then sometimes what's happening in our life looks like a global pandemic that's happening to everybody. So I dive into this series and I say all the things I'm about to say over this episode and the next few episodes that really, I think the idea of setting goals, it's very personal. And it's based on where you are in your season of life. If there's one thing I cannot stand about people setting goals, is this idea of looking at your neighbor's paper and trying to figure out oh, what goals are they setting? Oh, or do mine stack up to theirs? It doesn't matter. Your goals are your goals. And sometimes they are just focused on one thing, and that's okay. And sometimes your goals are multiple things, and that's okay. Now, there are some actual strategies and statistics that talk about the best way to set goals. And I'm going to unpack the ones that I use, that I love, that I think allow us to do that totally differently. But I just want to start, and I'm going to say this a couple more times, probably a lot actually, through the upcoming episodes. At the end of the day, folks, goal setting is personal. And what may seem like a really big, insurmountable goal for you may be really small for someone else, and vice versa. But it's not about them. Goals are about you and the people that you love and the people that you surround yourself with if your goal will impact them. I give this example all the time, and you will hear me talk about it more. I've got a big goal looking forward in my life when the children are off in college, particularly my youngest is into college at least past her freshman year. I am moving to the mountains in a tiny house. I am not 100% sure if Norm, my husband, is coming with me because he is not on board with the idea. But, we owned a restaurant and I wasn't on board with that. So we could have a tiny house. But that impacts him. So thinking about my dreams, right, my goals that I have for myself and my life in the future, it does need to work for the people around me if I want them to be around me in the future. But goals are highly personalized. And your goals are your goals. Don't look at anybody else's paper. Don't look at anybody else's goals list. Don't look at anybody else's vision board. Use it if you're looking for inspiration, yes, but not for comparison. It's the worst thing we can do with goals. Okay. That actually probably should have been one of the dirty little secrets, but it wasn't. I actually have 3. For this episode, we are diving into the 3 dirty little secrets of goals and goal setting that no one ever talks about, or they glaze over it. And technically, I think maybe the highly personalized piece should have been one of them, but I'll just mention that now one final time, and then we'll dive into the dirty little secrets. Remember, guys, your goals are yours. They are personalized. Your goals are not my goals are not your goals, and that's okay. All right, let's talk about dirty little secret number 1 of goals. Ready? They are work. Okay, sorry. I think I said that a little loud into the microphone. So if it just got a little loud in your earbuds, my apologies. But they're work. And we don't talk about this enough. We talk about setting goals and visioning out for the future and making your super cool vision board and talking about your goals with other people and writing them down and, if you do the manifest thing and you manifest the things that you want in the world and putting it out there in the universe, we romanticize the heck out of the idea of goals. But that's not how they work. I get that's how they start. That's not how they hit completion. That's not how it actually works. They're work. They are lots of little steps and lots of little things we have to do to actually make them happen. Every time I have a goal on my list that is to write another book, we're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of words. Thousands and thousands and thousands of individual words strung together that actually make sense, right? It's work. And I don't just poof, hit a button and those thousands and thousands and thousands, those 100+ pages actually get written by themselves. No, there's work involved. Now, I know consciously, this. Consciously, I know you can look at a goal and be like, yeah, that's work. But subconsciously, it's we just, we breeze right past the idea of actually what that work is going to look like. Now, for the last number of years, I have had a program or a membership group called the Goal Finishers Club, and I have watched these incredible humans, these business owners, go after their goals. And I have seen the backslides and the steps forwards and the steps backwards and the side steps and the I need a break and the really focused time and the making space, all the things I watch these business owners do as they're tackling their goals that they want, whether that goal is to hit the $1 million mark, whether that goal is to publish a book, whether that book is to finally just have a fully hired team, right? Whether that is to actually take a 3-week vacation that they've never taken before. I have watched these amazing business owners tackle really big dreams for themselves that have made their lives better and more fulfilled. It's so fun to be a part of that ride. But what I also see is all the work they had to do to get there. The day in and day out work. The making sure that you recognize what it is going to be to accomplish your goals. If you're sitting down this year and you're reflecting back on how 2021 went, awesome. And if you're looking forward to what you want to accomplish in 2022, great. That's not how I want you to do it. I'd rather you just join me for the next couple episodes or the reverse goal setting masterclass, and I'll teach you a better way. But for those of you who are going to be planning out your goals just for next year, please recognize that they're work. They take time, energy, brain capacity, dates, blocked out time on your calendar, resources, other people maybe delegation, maybe outsourcing, maybe not. They take work. And you just need to know that going into it. And I really think it's the thing that we don't talk about when we talk about setting our goals. We set these huge goals, and then we wonder why December of the following year we have accomplished nothing, because you didn't actually create a plan to do the work, because you didn't acknowledge that in the very beginning of setting all those goals, it is work. And usually between the running of our businesses and the running of our families or our personal lives, we were like, oh, right, now I actually have to have time to do the work to make my goals a reality. And we just don't talk about that enough. Dirty secret number 2, you gotta make some room. Your goals need space. They can't live on the fringe of the margins of the little bitty time you have throughout the year to get them done. You gotta make some room. When you set a goal, you've got to acknowledge the things you've got to do to run your business, the things you've got to do to run your personal life, and then you got to have a things I got to do to make my goals happen. We're going to talk more throughout these next couple of episodes about how I think you should categorize your goals to allow you to put a plan of action in place so that you have a chance to actually making it happen. But it all starts from making room, make space. Whether that space is made daily, weekly, monthly, quarter at a time, right? Maybe you're like, hey, I'm just going to do this for the next month, and then I'm going to take the next 2 months off from goals, and then I'm going to come back to it. Like, it doesn't matter to me how you make room, how you make space, but you got to make room. You actually have to make sure that the things you have to do on your goals, like the things you're doing for your goals, make it to your daily to-do list. They've got to live as one other thing you're trying to accomplish in the midst of, I don't know, doing your bookkeeping, making sales happen, doing the client work, updating your website, like whatever it is, right? In addition to making sure that, you know, your mortgage gets paid or your rent gets paid, maybe your other humans in your household get fed or the other pets in your household get fed, whatever that looks like. Like, you got a to-do list of all the things you do on a daily basis, and your goals have to be part of that. Not the big goal has to be a part of your to-do list. The many parts of that goal to where it actually gets to completion needs to be a part of that to-do list. You've got to make room. You have to create space. You have to make sure that you're ready and in the mindset to make these goals happen. And nobody really talks about how much work and how much space or room you got to make your goals a reality. Okay, dirty little secret number 3 of goals. You must break them down. Nobody goes from blank page to best-selling book without work in between, making space in between, but also breaking it down, like to the little tiny baby steps. You've got to break them down. Sometimes you don't need to be focused on all your goals at one time. In fact, I think that is a huge recipe for disaster, like huge recipe for disaster. There's a lot of people when I talk to and they're setting goals, and then like January 1st, they're like, let's do it. We've got 6 goals we want to accomplish this year. Let's start them all. And I'm like, great, because by February 2nd, you'll have abandoned all of them. You have to break them down. And then you have to determine, based on the capacity of what your months or quarters look like, when you have space to do the work. So you got to break them down. Not every goal gets to live in every single quarter or every single month throughout the year. Some may actually not even get tackled or started until 3rd quarter. That's okay, as long as 1st and 2nd quarter you were tackling other goals. Some goals will take the entire year, and how you make space and room for them to do the work obviously will look a little bit different. But the idea here is, guys, we've got to break these rules. We've got to break these goals down. And don't you dare start all of them on January 1st. I dare you to pick one, to start one goal at a time. Make it happen before you start goal number 2. When we start a bunch of things, we make inches of progress. When we focus on one thing, we make massive leaps, miles and miles of progress. Goals are work. You got to make some room, and you have to break them down. Those are the 3 dirty little secrets of goals that we don't ever talk about. but they're so very important. So very important, my friends. When you think about goals, you think about your goals. Think about the list of goals you had for 2021. How many, when you get to the end of this year, the end of 2021, December 31st, how many will you look back and celebrate that you accomplished? None? All of them? Half of them? Like, again, this isn't like to shame you. I'm going to end this year not with all of them done. Like, it just is what it is. But I will have accomplished some. And I'll know exactly why I accomplished them. Because I made room for them. I acknowledged the work that was involved and I didn't shy away from it. And I didn't romanticize it like it wasn't there. And then I broke them down into bite-sized pieces that I was actually able to accomplish. And when I needed to focus on just one goal, that's what I did. And I allowed the reward of starting on a second goal to be placed at the end of finishing a first goal. Imagine that. Put that bright, shiny object at the end of completion of a goal before you allow yourself to become distracted or enamored by that bright, shiny object. Imagine that. I think goals are fabulous. I think they're fun to dream about. I think it's fun to think about where you want to be later in life based on the things you want to accomplish. I think that's a really cool exercise, and it's one I want you to do and I want you to take seriously. But I also want to set just a little teeny tiny bit of reality into your life about what it looks like to be a goal crusher, of what it looks like to be a goal accomplisher, of what it looks like to be a goal finisher. I want you to crush your goals. I just want you to do it with your eyes wide open. All right. We've got more goal setting or goal episodes on their way for you. I cannot wait to dive in. Remember, before I let you go, 2 things. If you want to join me for the reverse goal setting workshop live, you and me, and a bunch of other people, but anyways, you and me, Zoom, let's do this, right? We're doing it December 9th. We're doing it December 15th. You can go to stacybrownrandall.com/goals, pick the date and time that works for you. Join me live, totally free. If you need the replay, you're going to have to put a little skin in the game and actually have to purchase the replay that you'll have availability to watch it after December 15th, after the final live one where you can watch the replay. But don't do that. Do it for free. Bring it to yourself. And remember, when you guys are on the live workshop with me, if you've ever done this with me before, because I've been doing this for years, you know that I actually have you tell me what your goals are. And then I help you break them down live right there on the spot. I love doing this. So fun. December 9th, December 15th. Pick your times that work best for you. Get signed up. Go to stacybrownrandall.com/goals, GOALS. Sign up for that reverse goal setting workshop. Get it on your calendar now. Make sure you show up live. And then, of course, there'll be some additional resources as the month of December goes on that same page, stacybrownrandall.com/goals. And of course, if now is the right time for you to take advantage of our 1 month, 30 days free as my gift to join building a referable business, shoot me an email and let me give you all the details. I'll put my email address on the show notes page for this episode as well, along with the link to the goal setting workshop, which is stacybrownrandall.com/181 for episode 181. And guys, as we're diving into goals, you can still hop into the referrals without asking Facebook group, even though it's off topic from referrals, and tell me what you think about goals and the dirty little secrets I shared with you today. All right, next week's episode is episode 182, and I'm actually going to give you an overview of the reverse goal setting process. So until then, my friends, take control and grow your business. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. To access all resources and links mentioned in today's show and to connect with Stacy, head over to www.stacybrownrandall.com.